How's it going today, ladies and gents here? This is the Koo Show. I'm going to show you how to disassemble and reassemble the upper of a Glock. This is my Glock 17. I'm the owner. It's my baby, my other baby next to my motorcycle, and my 44, and my TV, my Xbox, and my computer, my tablet, and my Dragon Ball Z collection, my whole anime collection in general. Anyways, let's get back to the subject. Always make sure that the gun is not chambered with a round. Never chamber it with a round. Never want to play with a gun that's chambered. Well, I shouldn't have to explain that because it will go off. You only want a gun to go off against somebody who is threatening your life or the life of your friends and families and loved ones. Now, as you can see, my gun, right there, completely empty. Ain't nothing in this baby. She's empty. So, clip, empty, chamber, empty. You're going to see right here, get the right angle, right here, same side on the other side. It's a little lever. This is true with most semi-automatics. Sorry, I epically failed there on most. Anyways, start pulling that down a little bit so I can back just a hair. I'm going to point this towards my stomach more. This is generally how it's done because you've got to be able to hold it, which if you're fighting against yourself, and I understand if you think you're so tough you can beat everybody, you should never beat yourself. Little bit of theory there. Anyways, this is the upper, this is the lower. A Glock lower is pretty much poly. There's a few metal pieces where they're required because, they wear away too quick otherwise being poly. But Glock tries to make the lowers as much poly as possible. Sorry, I'm all unshaven today. Well, for a while, but probably shave later this afternoon. This is your spring. Very important piece. Make sure you don't forget to put the spring back in. It is a pain in the butt to get it back out and together without that spring. It can be done. You wouldn't be able to eject around probably without the spring in there, I'm guessing. I've never tried and I don't suggest you do it. To me, it would just be the equivalent of holding a true M80 in your hand, stick a dynamite, whatever, you're probably going to lose your hand. Definitely safety feature required. Do not forget this part. So this is your barrel. This is the rest of the upper. Boom. There's the back end of your upper. These cutouts. Now I've been told by people with the design of the G-17, the G-18, the only difference is some modifications here. You can get G-18s. With the proper licensing and training, you're allowed to own a G-18. Just depends on what state you're in, blah, 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 what your job is. If you're a armed licensed dealer, obviously, you know all this. I suggest you check out other channels. FPS Rush is another great guy. He shoots a lot, obviously. But anyways, I hope I don't get in trouble for mentioning you, FPS Russia. I'm a fan. I watch your show a lot. I subscribe to both your channels on all of my devices. Xbox is separate from my tablet and my phones, both of them. I subscribe to all, if I like a channel, I like it 3 times on YouTube pretty much. One for my one phone, one from my Xbox, and then one from my tablet, my other phone. I know it's weird, but if I like something, you guys get 3 likes out of me instead of just 1. So, going to put the Glock back together. Now you want to make sure that you have this right here facing this way. Okay, it has to be facing up when you slide it in. That is going to be the bottom that catches. It will slide right in. Grab your spring. You're going to see it's different on one end from the other. Reason being, you slide this in with the little knobby knob. Patow. Just like that. Patow. How you like me now? Yeah, I'm old school. So anyways, you got your Glock. Upper, fully put back together. Slide it in, you hear the click. That means it's good. You notice the trigger is all the way pressed. It will be like that. If it's not like that, something went wrong. Ready to go. No slide or play. Just always, I know we all know I have not put a round in it. Empty. If it was a bullet in there, you would see it. Believe me. All right, no hiding, no brass ammo. Okay? Or no. Let me get out the. I bought my baby. Warning stickers and all. But I've had this thing for like a year. Great thing about Glocks. And even if it's unloaded, do the best you can to avoid ever pointing a gun at anybody or yourself, anything that you don't intend to shoot. That is like safety rule number 1. Never point a loaded gun at somebody unless you intend to kill them. I mean, because what happens is you don't mean to kill them and you pull the trigger and they die anyways and you didn't mean it. So that's why it's for home defense. Okay? You can go to shooting ranges, have all sorts of fun. I suggest if your shooting range will let you, you get buckets, 5-gallon buckets, fill them full of water and Easter egg dye, non-toxic, biodegradable dyes. So fun to watch with a 12 gauge with high velocity slugs shoot through a 5-gallon bucket. It explodes magnificently. What I'm probably going to end up doing after I get my 44 out is going out with my friends who are all part of the shooting team at where we work. I just don't get to get away. I work for a car lot. I'm the lot tech. I just can't leave. You know, it's just, I don't get to do it. They need me there to do the car things. I help out the other side with doing motorcycle readings and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I'll get to ride motorcycles and play with guns if I want. You know, I work for a car lot that's attached to a pawn shop. So, well, actually, pawn shop owns the car lot. I mean, you know, people pawn the cars and lose them. They had to do something with the cars. Let's get a car dealer's license, you know, dealership license, and there you go. It's actually pretty cool. That's where I got both my motorcycles, but I sold the first one because, I'm sorry, pot rockets are really fun. They're just really freaking dangerous. I'd almost say guns are safer. Sorry, there's going to be people who hate my opinion, but when you're doing about 130 down the road on a Busa, yeah, you'll be like, holy shit, that's way too fast for 2 wheels. There's really no point unless you're a professional racer. So I know I'm going to piss a lot of people off saying that, but I've done it, and that's not the fastest some bikes can do, and I don't even want to get to as fast as they can do. It's ridiculous. You know, I'd rather stay on my cruiser. 105 is its max, and that's more than fast enough. I generally like to do about the speed limit. Just be fair and honest, maybe 5 or 10 miles an hour over the speed limit. You know, I don't suggest you guys do that. Everybody's different. And yeah, I know people are going to be pissed off and be like, well, you shouldn't tell people how to drive and how fast to drive and blah, blah, blah. Well, guess what? When you can do 180, that don't mean you should. All right? A lot of these bikes do around 150 to 180. There's just no point. There's not even nearly enough road most of the time to do 180 or even 105. I just did that 105 one time to see what my bike can do. I was with all my bosses, and we rode as a group. I got to my 105, and I slowed back down to 70, which was the speed limit. Actually, I think it was 75, but we were cruising. Cruising is more fun. You enjoy, you get to see more of the scenery. You know, you got your beautiful cruiser. You know, I don't know how your guys' cruisers look. Leave it in the comment. I don't have a Harley. One of these days, I will own a Harley along with the Japanese bike, because I love Japanese bikes. I'm pro-American like a motherfucker, but there ain't nothing wrong with the Japanese bike. Excuse me. Coffee. Anyways, subscribe, like the video. Like I said, I'll do one of the 44 mag on cleaning it, and revolvers are so much easier. I mean, less moving parts by far than in an automatic, semi-automatic. There's so many little parts and stuff in there, and Glocks are pretty simple. That's why they're so reliable and people love them. They're like, well, it's $500 for a Glock. I go get a Smitty that costs $900, you know, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, Smitties are great. You know, TAC 45s, FNH, they're all great guns. But Glocks for the average person, I mean, there's a reason why the law enforcement around the planet uses Glocks. They aren't just going to go give the police officers some cheap shit. These are proven guns. Like I said, I'm going to mention FPS one more time. I'm not a friend of his personally or anything. I just watch his channel a lot. It took blowing this gun up in order to make it not fire. I mean, he put it in a block of ice, shot it out of a block of ice with a 45, and then he just kept on, you know, fired it up, all sorts of stuff. I mean, he did an unnecessary torture test to prove the fact that Glocks are great guns. So to all Glock haters, I respect your opinion. Please respect all the Glock lovers' opinions. I understand why you don't like the Glock. It's poly instead of steel. That's what's great. I love 1911s personally. I wish I owned one. They're sturdy, rugged, American classic guns. But Glock is just a wonderful gun for everybody to own. You know, High Point, it shoots. That's all I can say about High Points. I like them too, but they're like way towards the bottom. Now, their carbines, I like them a lot more. I suggest if you're going to get a High Point, get one of the carbines. They have less issues than the pistols. Pistols are great because when you run out of bullets, you can just throw it at somebody. It's funny. They're so heavy, it's like a brick, literally. I mean, I had a High Point. I dropped it when I was goofing around with it. It was unloaded, obviously. I was trying to spin guns and stuff. I'm not a gun spinner, you know. More practice than I would be, but there's a difference between spinning a revolver and a semi. And I don't want to spin either one, to tell you the truth. There's a lot of safety things, I believe, personally, besides the gun. If you're not spinning it fast enough with your finger held, got to keep it just right, you know. Otherwise, the gun will go and spin out and like that. When that happened, I had a really thick coat glass, and yeah, it shattered that glass, no problem. I mean, the gun weighs like 10 pounds. It's ridiculous. Like, it's so heavy. Anyways, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Leave a comment if you want to. Have a great day.